Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. CIMB Group Holdings said its net profit rose nearly 30% in the fourth quarter of FY 2023 from a year earlier, thanks to higher operating income and lower provisions. Earnings stood at 1.72 billion ringgit. Net interest income was 3.7 billion ringgit and non-interest income totaled 1.67 billion ringgit. It recommended a second interim dividend of 18.5 cent and a special dividend of 7 cent per share. This brings the total dividend declared for FY 2023 to 43 cent per share, up from the previous year's 26 cent. For the full year, net profit climbed 28.3% to 6.98 billion ringgit. Net interest income dipped marginally by 3.5% to 14.63 billion ringgit, while non-interest income surged 36.5% to 6.39 billion ringgit from investment and market-related income. Moving forward, its CEO Dato' Abdul Rahman Ahmad said the group is cautiously optimistic of continued positive financial performance in 2024, with ASEAN economies remaining resilient, though the lender remains extremely vigilant of global economic uncertainties. He expects net interest margin to be stable to expanding up to 5 basis points, while loans growth is seen moderating to between 5 and 7% from 8.3% in FY 2023. At market close, shares of CIMB rose 0.5% to 6 ringgit 46 cent, valuing the banking group at 68.9 billion ringgit. Finance Minister to Dato' Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan said the ringgit is anticipated to recover and appreciate to 4.5 against the US dollar by the second half of this year. He noted that given Malaysia's anticipated economic growth of 4 to 5% in 2024, market analysts observed that the ringgit currently stands at 8 to 10% below its fair value. The minister also gave his reassurance that the government and Bank Negara are taking measures to address the situation, with the central bank prepared to sell US dollars from its reserves to restrict excessive weakness in the currency. Citing State Street Global Advisors Keng Siang Ng, who started his career as a portfolio manager at Bank Negara almost 3 decades ago, a Bloomberg report said BNM is expected to intervene at around 4.8 per US dollar. It also quoted OCBC currency strategist Christopher Wong as saying that the increased frequency of officials talking about the ringgit suggests that they have stepped up scrutiny, and that if there is any sharp, one-sided move, then it may warrant some action. As at 5 p.m, the ringgit stood at 4.7785 against the US dollar. MYAirline said it is in talks with promising new investors after a sudden and unilateral termination of a share purchase agreement by an investor from the Middle East. The suspended low-cost carrier said in a statement today that it is mulling all options, including possible legal action in respect of the said termination, adding that other potential investors have expressed an interest in reviving the brand. MYAirline said it is in regular contact with aviation regulators and that it is committed to fulfilling any conditions and requirements to regain its licenses and resume operations. It was looking to restart operations by the middle of 2024. The new development raises questions regarding the 22 million ringgit in customary funds and the payment of 4.3 million ringgit in unpaid salaries the airline has pledged to make, a promise contingent on securing potential investors and new funding. Separately, Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siew Fook confirmed the pulling out of the said investor. He said it was now up to MYAirline to decide its next move, though its obligations remain unchanged, to make the refunds and pay the salaries it owed its staff, which according to the Labour Department remain in its employment. Capital A sank into the red for the final quarter of 2023 with a loss of 159.57 million ringgit, as it saw higher operating expenses, asset depreciation and higher financing costs. It booked earnings of 109.95 million ringgit a year prior. Quarterly revenue, however, more than doubled year-on-year to 4.86 billion ringgit on strong recovery of both domestic and international travel demand. Looking ahead, Capital A said it expects to achieve 90% of its pre-COVID capacity, with a target of full aircraft activation by mid-2024 and the addition of 9 more planes. It also aims to launch more than 60 new routes, expand further in China and India, and start its Cambodian operations in the middle of this year. It noted that competition in its 2 largest markets, namely Malaysia and Thailand, appeared to be easing, allowing for more equitable fare pricing, though cost pressures remain high. Still, Capital A returned to the black after 4 straight years of net losses, with net profit of 836.99 million ringgit in FY 2023 versus a net loss of 2.63 billion ringgit in FY 2022. Revenue more than doubled to 14.77 billion ringgit. Its shares ended the day 3.5% lower at 69 sen for a market capitalization of 2.94 billion ringgit. Pharmaniaga has appointed its deputy CEO and trained corporate lawyer Zulkifli Jafar as executive director to navigate the group's turnaround. With his appointment, the existing executive committee is dissolved, and its role and functions in running Pharmaniaga's operations will be taken over by Zulkifli. In a statement, the company said he has vast experience in corporate restructuring and turning around firms during his stint as a lawyer over 25 years. It also appointed new independent non-executive directors, Datuk Dr. Faridah Aryani Muhammad Yusof, a pharmacist and previously the Senior Director of Pharmaceutical Services Program at the Ministry of Health, Datuk Muhammad Zahir Zahur Hussain, a chartered accountant and the chairman of Pusat Perubatan Universiti Malaya, and Imam Fatur Rahman, a pharmacist and president director of Kimia Pharma Apotek. The announcement comes as Pharmaniaga narrowed its net loss to 32.72 million ringgit in the fourth quarter of FY 2023 from 644.39 million ringgit previously, though quarterly revenue was still down by 8.5% to 789.8 million ringgit. For the full financial year, it posted a net loss of 77.45 million ringgit, an improvement from the 629.92 million ringgit loss a year earlier. Top line slipped 2.2% to 3.4 billion ringgit.